Good day, class. Today, let's have our new topic. Let's have a short drill. So, mental exercise. Find the square root of 25. That is 5. How about positive negative square root of 49? Okay, that is positive negative 7. How about negative square root of 81? That's right. So, we have negative 9. How about this one? Square root of 225. So, 15. Positive negative square root of 400 is positive negative 20. Next, negative square root of 64. That is negative 8. Square root of negative 36. That is no real root because the radicand is negative. How about positive negative square root of 196? That is positive negative 14. How about negative square root of 121? That is negative 11. Next, we have positive negative square root of negative 25. We have no real root because the radicand is negative number. How about the square root of 16? That is 4. Then, positive negative square root of 144, positive negative 12. Negative square root of 324 is negative 18. Then, square root of 256, we have 16. Then, positive negative square root of 361 is positive negative 19. Okay, negative square root of 100 is negative 10. Square root of negative 49 is there is no real root because our radicand is negative. Positive negative square root of 169, positive negative 13. Negative square root of 10,000 is negative 100. Positive negative square root of negative 1 is there is no real root because the radicand is negative. Okay, how about this? Square root of 3, square root of 5, square root of 6. These numbers are all irrational, okay, because the radicand or the radicands are not perfect square number, okay? So now, we will talk about approximating the square roots of irrational numbers. So we just, instead of having the exact value, since it is not exact, it is not perfect square, all we have to do is to approximate the square root of that number or irrational numbers. To make it possible, first we have to determine the two integers between which the square root of a number lies. Okay? We will use the perfect square number here to determine the possible or approximate value of that number. Example, square root of 12. So as you can see, 12 is not perfect square number. So that is irrational. So what will be our two integers wherein 12 is between that two numbers? What will be the perfect square number below 12? That is 1, 4, and 9. Okay, so below 12, we have the 3 perfect square, but 9 is near 12. Therefore, we will use 9. Then, what will be the perfect square number above or more than 12. So 9, that is 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4 is 16. As you can see, 16 is near 12. Therefore, we will use this to approximate the square root of 12. Now we have square root of 9 is less than square root of 12. Okay, take note, square root of 12 is between square root of 9 and square root of 16. Okay? So as you can see, square root of 9 is less than square root of 12, and square root of 12 is less than square root of 16. Now find the square root of 9 and 16 because they are perfect square numbers. That is 3 and 4. So we can say that square root of 12 lies between 3 and 4. So the possible value of square root of 12 is between 3 and 4. Okay? So next, we have to estimate each square root to the nearest tenth. So square root of 12 lies between 3 and 4. Possibly the square root of 12 is 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9. Okay, those are the numbers between 3 and 4. So let's try the middle number. Okay, the middle value between 3 and 4, that is 3.5. So try to square that. 3.5 square is 12.25. As you can see, that is more than 12. Therefore, the possible value of square root of 12 is less than that. Okay, let's try one more. So since 12.25 is greater than 12, then square root of 12 is closer to 3 than to 4. So as you can see, it says that since 3.5 is between or in the middle of 3 and 4, and 3.5 is greater than 12, when you square it, that is 12.25, we can say that the square root of 12 is nearer or closer to 3 than to 4. Okay? Closer to the lesser value or integer. Let's proceed. So let's try 3.4. 3.4 times 3.4, that is 11.56. Since 12 is close to 12.25 than to 11.56, we can say that the approximate value of square root of 12 is 3.5. So as you can see, is 3.4 square is 11.56. That is not exactly 12. So since when we subtract 12.25 by 12, that is 0.25. The difference is 12.25. And when we subtract 12 by 11.56, that is 0.44. So 0.25 is less than 0.44. Therefore, this value is nearer or closer to 12 than to this value. So we will choose this value instead of this one. So square root of 12 is approximately 3.5. Okay? So just choose the closer one, that is 3.5. Okay, so always remember that you have to start at the middle value. So here, the middle value of the two integers, or the middle value of 3 and 4 is 3.5. Okay, so determine the two integers between which the square root of a number lies. Okay, number 2, square root of 40. Okay, so what number or what perfect square number is less than 40 but closer to 8, that is 36. Then, perfect square number greater than 40 but closer to 8, that is 49. Find the square root of 36, that is 6. Then, square root of 49, that is 7. So we can say that, therefore, the square root of 40 lies between 6 and 7. So possibly, or we can say that the square root of 40 is approximately between 6 and 7. Okay, so let's have number 2. Estimate each square root to the nearest 10. So square root of 40 lies between 6 and 7. Let's try the middle value between 6 and 7. That is 6.5 squared. So that is 42.25. Since 42.25 is greater than 40, then we can say that square root of 40 is closer to 6 than to 7. Okay? So we will try the lower value. Okay? So squared or 6.4 squared is 40.96. Okay, we just try another one. 6.3 squared is 39.69. As you can see, that is less than 40, 39.69. Therefore, since 40 is close or closer to 39.69 than 40.96, we can say that square root of 40 is approximately 6.3. Okay? So, as you can see, 40 is between 40.96 and 39.69. But 40 is closer to this value than 40.96. Therefore, we will choose 6.3, and that is our approximated value. Square root of 40 is approximately 6.3. Next, square root of 175. What will be the lower perfect square number but closer to 175? That is 169. How about greater than 175? That is 196. So square root of this one and this one, that is 13 and 14. So square root of 175 is greater than 13 but less than 14. Therefore, square root of 175 lies between 13 and 14. The value of the square root of 175 is between 13 and 14. This will be our two integer, okay, or integers, where the square root of 175 lies. Okay, so let's estimate. Let's try the middle value, that is 13.5 square is 182.25. Since that is greater than 175, then square root of 175 is closer to 13 than to 14. So we will try lesser value. Let's try 13.4 squared, that is 179.56. Let's try another one. 13.3 squared is 176.89. Let's try one more. 13.2 squared is 174.24. Since 175 is between 13.3 squared and 13.2 squared, we will choose which value is closer to 175. We can say that 175 is closer to 174.24 than to 176.89. So we can say that square root of 175 is approximately 13.2. Okay, this will be our approximated value. Now let's graph irrational number. So graphing irrational number. How are we going to graph irrational number? First, you have to estimate the square root of that irrational number. So since the square root of 12 is approximately 3.5, so where is 3.5? That is between 3 and 4. Okay, so approximately here. Square root of 12. How about this one? Square root of 40. Since square root of 40 is approximately 6.3, we have this part between 6 and 7 but closer to 6. So closer to 6, 6.3 or the square root of 40. Okay, that's all for today and God bless.